guys, so today we're checking out the Pipes High Ground Clearance Catback Exhaust System fitting all 2007 to 2018 JK Wranglers. So if you are looking for an exhaust system that's going to stay up and out of the way whenever you take your Jeep on the trail, this is going to be a great choice to take a look into. This system will sit high and tight to the frame rail, which is going to be a great choice for the JK owner who is concerned about their departure angles and doesn't want their exhaust system to take the hit if they do come down onto an obstacle. Not to mention, this will just make the 3.6 liter or your 3.8 liter sound a lot better with a louder and deeper exhaust note. Now, when it does come to sound, I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5 on the loudness meter, with 1 being completely stock and 5 being Wake the Neighbors loud. Now, the M80 muffler here will definitely make it a lot louder than most exhaust systems available, but it's not going to be excessive. This will make it a great choice for somebody who likes the sound of their exhaust system while driving and wants something that they can hear almost all the time. Now, as far as interior cab noise is concerned, again, you will be able to hear this exhaust, but drone will not be a huge problem, especially while cruising on the highway. Now, getting into the build, this will be made of a full 2.5-inch mandrel bent T304 stainless steel, making it a high quality option when it comes to the materials. That will make this system super rust resistant and looking good for years to come. Now again, this will sit very high and tight to the frame and will come with all of the clamps and hangers needed to install this on your JK, making it very straightforward when it comes to install. Now, as far as the price is concerned, this is going to come in at roughly $350, which makes it a more premium choice for a high clearance catback exhaust, but also makes it way more cost effective than some of the other standard catback systems. Now, when comparing this to some other options available in the category, most high clearance catback exhaust systems will be set up very similar to this choice. This choice, however, will be made of a very premium 304 stainless steel, like I mentioned before, as to where some other options may be made of a 409 stainless or aluminized steel, which will usually save on price. Not to mention, this will be one of the loudest high clearance exhaust systems with the M80 muffler that you see here, as to where some other choices will be a little bit quieter. I think if you're looking for a well-built, louder exhaust system that's not going to hinder your performance on the trail, then this is going to be right up your alley. Now, install will be a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about an hour to get the job done with the right tools, and one of our installers here will show you how to do that step by step. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
The tools you're going to need for this installation include a dead blow hammer, lubricant, an impact gun or ratchet, an exhaust hanger removal tool or channel locks, and 18mm and 15mm sockets. Today I'll be installing a Pipes exhaust system on our 16 Wrangler JK. I'm going to walk you through it step by step so you can install one on your JK at home. For the first step of the uninstall, we're going to loosen the clamp that's right here in the back of the vehicle, which connects the muffler to the mid pipe. We're going to do that using a 15mm socket and an impact gun. If you don't have an impact gun, you can use a ratchet. Second, we're going to remove the exhaust hangers from the muffler. We're going to do that using our exhaust hanger removal tool. If you don't have one, you can use a large set of channel locks. Now, there's 2 hangers holding this muffler up. There's one right here and another right here. Also, it's a good idea to lube up the hangers before you go to remove them. So a note here, guys, is when you're removing this isolator from the hanger, you want to make sure that you have a hand holding the muffler, because it could quite possibly fall down and I don't want it smacking you in the head. And it is a tighter spot, so it might be a little trickier. Now that we have the isolators removed from the hangers, along with the muffler, we're going to remove the muffler from the over axle pipe. Next, we're going to loosen up the clamp that connects the resonator pipe to the Y pipe. We're going to do that using our 15mm socket, and you can find this clamp located directly below the middle of the driver's door. Now we're going to remove the 2 exhaust hangers that are holding up the resonator over axle pipe. We have 2 hangers. One is located here directly in front of the clamp we just loosened, and and the other one is back by the rear axle. So for this exhaust hanger, we're going to remove the isolator from the top hanger, and this is the one that is directly in front of the clamp that we just loosened. All right, so for this other hanger, we are almost directly above the rear axle, and we're going to remove this isolator from the top hanger as well. Next, we're moving to the differential shield, and we're going to remove the front two bolts using an 18mm socket, and I'm using an impact gun. If you don't have one of these, I would recommend a 1/2-inch ratchet. We're removing the front two bolts in order to create enough space so we can remove the exhaust. Now it's time to remove the resonator pipe / the over axle pipe. And to do that, we're just going to pull down a little bit on the diff shield that we just loosened up. And also a note, you might need a dead blow hammer in order to loosen up the exhaust from the front pipe. All right, so when we're sliding off the exhaust, we're going to move it towards the back of the vehicle. And we're going to have to rotate a little bit in order to clear the exhaust hangers. And we can pry down a little bit on the diff shield. Then we just have to rotate a little bit more in order to clear the over axle pipe, and we're out. It's time for the installation process. To begin, we're going to put the supplied exhaust hangers onto the tailpipe, and we're not reusing any of the factory hangers. And as a side note, I did put a little bit of lube on these just to ease the process. Next, we're going to route the tailpipe up and around the rear axle, and you want to be mindful of the hangers because there is a bunch of stuff in the way, so you want to make sure that you're rotating it in order to get it through the rear axle. So right now I'm installing the tailpipe and hanging it on the forwardmost hanger. And now the rearmost hanger. Next, we're going to install the intermediate pipe onto the Y pipe using the supplied clamp and our 15mm socket. I'm going to put the clamp onto the Y pipe first, and then slide the intermediate pipe on and loosely secure it. Now we're going to install the resonator using the two remaining supplied clamps and our 15mm socket. I like to slide the clamps on first and then fit the resonator in place. So at this point, due to the size of the exhaust system, you may want to remove the tailpipe from the forwardmost hanger so that you can create enough room in order to slip the resonator on. And it might still be a little tricky, but it should create enough space. Now I'm going to loosely secure the clamps. Now that we have the exhaust system in place, we're going to make sure it's positioned the way we want it, make sure all the hangers are hung properly, and tighten the bolts down securely. So we have one hanger that came out of place, we make sure that's back in. Rotate the exhaust the way we'd like it, and we can begin to tighten down. Lastly, we have to resecure the differential shield with the 2 bolts that we took out earlier. Be very careful not to thread these. All right, guys, a couple things I did want to mention. One being, this is a 4-door JK, so if you have a 2-door JK, you will have to cut the intermediate pipe to length in order for it to fit. And lastly, make sure all your pipes are connected properly and that your clamps are tightened down good enough so that you don't get exhaust leaks. That's going to complete this review and install of the Pipes High Ground Clearance Catback Exhaust System for your 07 to 18 Wrangler. Thanks for watching, and for all things Wrangler, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.